So Yahawashi is that bread. Is that bread. Now, for the edification, this is Deuteronomy, the 8th chapter, and around the 12 or 13th verse. I started at 11. Wait. I started 11. Beware that thou forget not the heavenly Father, Yahawashi, thy power, in not keeping his commandments, and his judgments, and his statutes, which I command thee this day. And Jake totally disregard the ways of the heavenly Father, Yahawashi. They totally disregard the ways and the statutes and the laws of Yahawashi to follow after these other nations, to be like these other nations, to be wicked. Lest when thou hast eaten and art full, and hast built goodly houses and dwelt therein, that's Jake being comfortable in his society, being comfortable in his oppression. It say, and when thou herds and thy flocks multiply, and thy silver and thy gold is multiplied, and all thou hast is multiplied, because Jake was comfortable in Egypt when they was under Pharaoh. They didn't want to leave. They told Moses, why you bring us to the woods to eat manna? Why you bring us to the wilderness to eat manna? But y'all bring us way out here to die? They didn't have any faith in them. No understanding in them. It say, then our heart be lifted up, and thou forget the Lord, Yahawashi, that thy power which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage, who led thee from the great and terrible wilderness, wherein were fiery serpents and scorpions and drought, where there was no water, who brought thee forth water out of the rock of flint. So, you gotta understand, man, even to this day, Jake still murmur. Jake still complain. Jake still go against the Most High. Even to this day. There's no change in them. So going back to St. John, the 6th chapter, in the 34th verse, and it reads, then said unto him, Lord, evermore give us this bread. So they still requiring the bread. Even in their wickedness, they still require the bread. And Yahawashi said unto them, I am the bread of life. He that cometh to me shall never hunger, and he that believe on me shall never thirst. But Jake didn't want to believe that. They want to follow after the rest of this world. They want to follow the rest of the world, follow the rest of these nations. And these nations are going to lead out to destruction. These nations don't have Yahawashi in their corner. They don't have a hedge of protection. These other nations don't have salvation. They wasn't promised salvation. Only slavery. Verse 36, but I said unto you that ye also have seen me and believe not. Because he did all those miracles, but they only chastened him and chased him for food. They didn't believe in Yahawashi. They only wanted the things that he was giving away. No different than today. Most High supplies blessings all over the world. And they don't give reverence to Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah. They give reverence to man. They give reverence to themselves. They give reverence to religions that's been set up by man. All that the Father giveth me shall come to me, and him that cometh to me I will in no wise cast out. Because ultimately the elect is going to be saved by Yahawashi, and he's not going to cast them out. He's not going to cast the elect out. Because why? Because they're doing the work. Because they believe 100% in the truth. They come with 100% understanding. It was given to them from the beginning of the foundation. Yahawashi coming back for that first fruit, the firstborn. For I came down from heaven not to do my own will, but the will of him that sent me. And who sent Yahawashi? Yahweh, his father, our father. And this is one reason why Esau is mad, because the Most High is dealing with Israel. Is only dealing with Israel. No other nations will be saved in this place besides Israel. Ultimately, all Israel will be saved. But they don't believe it. Yahawashi is the only way back to the Heavenly Father. Yahawashi is that bread of life. And this is the Father's will which has sent me, that of all which he had given me I should lose nothing. And because Yahawashi is not going to lose. Yahawashi coming back to win. He's coming back to do two things: destroy and deliver. But should raise it up again at the last days. Raise what up? The elect. Raise the tabernacles of David up. Gonna raise Israel back up from out of their slumps, from out of them low states. Gonna bless us with them glorious bodies, put them crowns on our head. The ones that do the work, that do the will of the Heavenly Father, Yahawashi. So it don't. So at the end of the day, when you scoffers come up and you scoffers try to come against the scriptures, you're only doing your job of scoffing. Because you don't know you don't know shit, you don't know the scriptures. Because you don't know Yahawashi, he don't know you. That's why you wasn't given wisdom, not to understanding. It is only given to the ones that the Heavenly Father is dwelling with, which is who? The elect of Israel. The nation of Israel, the Most High dwelling with in awe, because he loves the nation of Israel. But ultimately, the Most High deals with the elect of of the elect. And that's out of Israel. And the rest was blinded. But they will come back into the kingdom in their right minds. So ultimately, all Israel will be saved. That's why the Most High is raising up the elect right now before Yahawashi come. Verse 40 say, and this is the will of him that sent me, that everyone which seeth the Son and believeth on him may have everlasting life, and I will raise him up at the last days. That's beautiful. Self-explanatory. It say the Jews then murmured at him because he said, I am the bread which came down from heaven. They murmured because they didn't believe. So what, Yahawashi was just supposed to keep doing miracles for them? And they weren't supposed to believe? Oh, I would have got away from you wicked Israelites too. Because now it's coming to a point where you just using and abusing. Not even getting the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And that's just like you got, and just like you Christians out here that try to use the scriptures but don't even know what's going on in the scriptures, so you're not using it to your own benefit. You're using it to your own personal loss. Because you don't understand it. Verse 42, and they said, is not this Yahawashi, the son of Joseph, whose father and mother we know? How is it then that he said, I come down from heaven? See, they knew that Yahawashi was the son of Joseph and Mary. So they wasn't ignorant to the fact of who he was. It say, Yahawashi therefore answered and said unto them, murmur not among yourselves. No man can come to me except the Father which has sent me draw him, and I will raise him up at the last days. And that's basically saying the Most High have already chosen his elect. The Most High has already chosen men to raise up in the last days. These Jake don't understand. Esau know what's going on, but he's so lost with him being in his pride. Where he want to keep you Jakes down and destroy with this Christianity bullshit, with this being a Catholic bullshit, with this Roman theology philosophy bullshit. Verse 45, it say, it is written in the prophets, and they shall be all taught of Yahweh. Every man, therefore, that had heard and had learned of the Father cometh unto me. And what do you call that? That's the Most High having the chosen. That's the Most High. The Most High showcasing balance, because the Most High have a chosen and the Most High have ones that's fit for destruction. It say not that any man has seen the Father, save he which is of Yahweh. He had seen the Father, which is Yahawashi. It say, verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me had everlasting life. Why? Because Yahawashi is that bread. It say, I am that bread of life. Your fathers did eat manna in the wilderness and are dead. Why? Because they murmured, they scoffed. They didn't want to get the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding coming into the wisdom. They didn't want to follow the instructions of Yahweh. They wanted to follow after their own self. They wanted to go back into Egypt. They wanted to go back under Pharaoh. It say, this is the bread which cometh down from heaven, that a man may eat thereof and not die. And what is that bread? Yahawashi is that living bread. If you eat from him, then you will never hunger again. He said that. He said that in a couple precepts up. Yeah, right here in 35, he say, I am that bread of life. He that cometh to me shall never hunger, and he that believeth on me shall never thirst. You thought he was just playing when he said that? He's for real. So, it just, you gotta believe on Yahawashi in order to believe on Yahweh. You guys don't understand, Yahawashi is that bread of life. This is the book of Revelations, the 3rd chapter, and the 20th verse. And it reads, Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come in to him. I will sup with him, and he with me. And that's the feeling that you want to be feeling right now. You want to be able to be so deep into the wisdom, not to understand, be able to be so much into your faith and be in the spirit, where when Yahawashi knock at the door, you want to be ready. It say, to him that overcometh will I grant to sit with me in my throne, even as I also overcame and am set down with my Father in his throne. That's rulership. That's rulership, man. It say, he that had an ear, let him hear what the Spirit say unto the churches. Now, from there, I'm going to go to St. John, the 14th chapter. Now, I probably got one more precept after this one, and I'm going to close it. It was just the part 2 of Yahawashi is our bread of life. St. John 14 and 23. And say, Yahawashi answered and said unto him, if a man love me, he will keep my words, and my Father will love him, and we will come unto him and make our abode with him. So basically, you gotta keep the Most High's words if you love him. Keep the Most High, keep Yahawashi's sayings, and understanding if you love him. You have to get close to Yahawashi to get close to Yahweh. These things have I spoken unto you, being ye present with you. And because they not counting, they not counting the days and counting the time that we are in. These jakes, they want to follow the word. They don't see that Yahawashi is almost coming. They don't see Yahawashi is about to knock at the door and about to come in. So prophecies are going out faster and faster. Time is getting shorter and shorter, and which means Esau's time getting shorter and shorter, which means he's going to do anything and everything in his power to push his agenda in his last time, in his little time that he have to that's dwindling down. So the things that we should understand is that this place is going down, and we almost out of this place, and we're about to take the kingdom. And you should rejoice in that, man. That's the good news. That we about to take the kingdom. Jake don't want to take the kingdom, but through Yahawashi, we gonna take the kingdom, man. we're going to take the kingdom. Daniel 7:18, it say, but the saints of the Most shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever and ever and ever. Now, forever and ever and ever, that's forever. It ain't going to be no more changing power of a rulership. None of that. We're going to take the kingdom forever. So, that was Yahawashi is our bread of life. And, Lord willing, you was edified. Until the next one, I say shalom.